Welcome to Crypto Jargon. In this episode, I will explain the different units of Bitcoin. There are mega units for the larger amounts of Bitcoin and sub-units for the smaller fractions of Bitcoin. There are quite a few of them, so let's begin. I will first start with the smallest spendable unit of Bitcoin currently, and that is known as a bit or a Satoshi, in honor of the creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. A Bitcoin is typically divided into 8 decimals, so a Satoshi, or a bit, being the smallest one, is 1/100th of a millionth of a Bitcoin. In other words, one Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis, or bits. Some other cryptocurrencies are divided into even smaller fractions, and a Satoshi may be the smallest spendable unit of Bitcoin as of today, but there are proposals for breaking down Bitcoin to even smaller fractions, such as the nano Bitcoin, displayed with the symbol mBTC, which is a billionth of a Bitcoin. Or we can say that one Bitcoin is a billion nanos. Or we can go even smaller. Pico Bitcoin is a trillionth of a Bitcoin, or one Bitcoin is a trillion pico Bitcoins. There's also femto Bitcoin. This is a quadrillionth of a Bitcoin. And lastly, we have atto Bitcoin, where you need a quintillion of these to make one Bitcoin. Not that I expect anyone to really have a practical case for this outside of science or mathematics. Now, onto the more useful micro units of Bitcoin. uBTC stands for micro Bitcoin or microbit, and it's a millionth of a Bitcoin or 100 Satoshis. mBTC is called a millibit or millibitcoin, and it's 1,000th of a Bitcoin or 100,000 Satoshis. In reverse, one Bitcoin consists of 1,000 millibits. The next one up is bitcent or centibitcoin. As you can probably guess, 100 of these equal one Bitcoin, or we can also say that a centibitcoin is 1 million Satoshis. Decibitcoin is 10 million Satoshis, or in reverse, one Bitcoin is made of 10 decibitcoins. So these were the micro units, and now we move on to the mega units. Some of these will seem rather large today, and even more so in future if the Bitcoin price keeps rising, but there was a time when Bitcoin was worth less than $1. So huge amounts of it were being mined by the early adopters of the cryptocurrency, and some of these mega units were actually being used and still are used today. DA-BTC stands for Deca Bitcoin, which is worth 10 Bitcoins. hBTC stands for Hecto Bitcoin, which equals 100 Bitcoins. Then we have Kilo Bitcoin, kBTC, which equals 1,000 Bitcoins. 1 million Bitcoins equals a mega Bitcoin, and it's with a capital M, not to be confused with millibits, which spells with a small m. There's even more. If we were to have a billion Bitcoins, they would be called a gigabitcoin. A trillion Bitcoins would be a terabitcoin. A quadrillion Bitcoins would be petabitcoin, and a quintillion Bitcoins would be called an exabitcoin. But these are only hypothetical numbers, since Bitcoin's total supply is limited to 21 million coins, and with more than 20% of this already being lost or locked into Ether addresses, I don't really see any practical use for these numbers. Not sure what an Ether address is? I explained that in another episode of Crypto Jargon, so have a look in the description, as I will drop the link in there. Also, I have a PDF with these units arranged in ascending order for future reference, and if you want to get a copy of that, the link is also in the description of this video. So this concludes today's episode. Feel free to share it with anyone who might benefit from watching it. And if you are new to this channel, I will urge you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next episode. Also, links to the other episodes are in the description box, so make sure that you check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoying this content? Go check out Crypto Jargon, the ebook, out now on Kindle. It's an Amazon bestseller, and it's the most up-to-date crypto dictionary with more than 700 terms, acronyms, and trading slang related to cryptocurrencies and blockchain tech. Just go to ojjordan.com/cryptojargon and grab your digital copy today.